Hi guys, welcome to Classic TV Facts and Trivia. Thank you for stopping by today's video. I know you remember the Munsters, right? Well, do you remember the theatrical movie, Munsters Go Home? Well, here's 10 facts about that there movie right there. The idea dates back to 1943. The idea for a family of comedy Universal monsters dates back to the heyday of Universal Monster Pictures. In the early 1940s, the studio was still flying high off its monster franchises. It had recently launched The Wolfman and The Phantom of the Opera. Lon Chaney Jr. was shambling along in The Ghost of Frankenstein. In 1943, Bob Clamp, an animator who worked on Looney Tune cartoons, pitched the idea of a funny monster family to Universal. After a couple of years developing the concept, nothing came of it for 2 decades. Even in the 60s, as interest picked back up, some of the studios believed it should be a cartoon. The original title of the TV show was Love Thy Monster. The original pilot script for Universal live-action monster comedy called Love Thy Monster, written by scribes Norm Liebman and Ed Haas. The show was originally conceived as a color series. Black and white was chosen in part because it was cheaper. So in some way, Munster Go Home was a fulfillment of the original vision. The minds behind the character Dudley Do-Right created the Munsters. Alan Burns and Chris Hayward were the creators of the Munsters sitcom. The duo had previously worked together on Jay Ward cartoons. In addition to writing for Brocky and Bullwinkle, the two co-created Dudley Do-Right along with Alex Anderson. Burns would later co-create The Mary Tyler Moore Show and Rhoda. It was produced by the creators of Leave It to Beaver. Gee Wally, Munster Go Home was written and produced by Joe Connolly and Bob Mosher. That twosome had previously created Leave It to Beaver from 57 to 63 before joining the Munsters as producers in 64. Herman had a different wife in the pilot. Herman was not always married to lovely Lily. In the original pilot film, a 16-minute short used to sell the idea, Herman, played by Fred Gwynne, had a wife named Phoebe, played by Joan Marshall. The actress is perhaps best known for her appearance in the early Star Trek episode Court Martial. The theme song had lyrics. That rock and surf riff made for one of the best TV instrumentals of the decades. Only it was not only an instrumental. The 64 album At Home with the Munsters featured the track At the Munsters theme song with words. So how did it go? One night I dared to peek through the window screen. My hair turned white. It's such a crazy scene. Because every evening it's Halloween at the Munsters. Lily had a makeover. Now, speaking of hair turning white, or the opposite actually, let's discuss the look of Lily. Munster, played by Yvonne DiCarlo. In the early episodes, Lily had a different look. Her original necklace, a sort of star shape, was replaced with her iconic bat pendant. Her eyebrows were given a more upward curl. Munster Go Home also gave us a good look at her green skin tone, which was eventually made pale white in subsequent reboots. The original Marilyn quit acting after 13 episodes, and a third Marilyn was used in a movie. No Munster family member changed like Marilyn, Lily's niece. Initially, Beverly Owen filled the role. Midway through season 1, Owen quit the business entirely to get married and focus on her family. She would later earn a master's degree in early American history. Pat Priest popularized the role of Marilyn thereafter on the show. However, Universal recast the character for Munster Go Home. The studio inserted Debbie Watson, 12 years younger, into the role in hope of building the contracted starlet's career. The Dragula was made with an illegally purchased coffin. Reportedly, according to legend, a real coffin was used to make the awesome Dragula hot rod seen in Munster Go Home. The only catch that it was supposedly illegal to purchase a coffin without a death certificate in the state of California at the time. Richard Corky Corks, the man who built the dragster, claimed he passed money under the table to a funeral home in North Hollywood, who left a coffin for him outside the back door. An Easter special was lost for 3 decades. Munster Go Home was not the first Munster adventure produced outside of the series. A year earlier, between seasons 1 and 2, the Munsters were part of the Marineland Carnival TV special, Herman Fed the Dolphins. The special was lost until 1997. And that was by request, by the way, the Munsters. And I know this is about the movie mostly, but I found this more interesting than anything else I found. And I hope you enjoyed it. But that's all I got for you here. Over the Andy Griffith Show Facts and Trivia is up and running. It's on Thelma Lou, actress Betty Lynn. The other channels will be off until tomorrow, or I'm going to try anyway. I really do appreciate your prayers, guys, and I hope you continue them for a while for me. Still feeling a little under the weather. I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you'll like this video. You guys have a great day. God bless. Praying for you.